So let's continue from the last session, guys. We have been taken a 2 days of the demo classes we have been taken. So today is also going to be like a demo session only, because we have not yet done with the discussion actually, guys. And guys, just before starting with the session, I just want to know, is anyone has been joined for the today's class? That means today is your first class actually, guys. Can anyone, guys, who has been joined for the today's class, can you please let me know, guys, if anybody is there? If anyone is there, guys, can you please let me know? Anyone, guys, joined for the today's class? Okay, one Mukesh Verma, you have been joined for the today's class. Okay, Vishnu Sunny. Okay, today you also the first session. Any more, guys? So that I can just review that whatever the topics I have been got discussed, and then we can go ahead actually, guys. I think 2 guys are there. So who has been joined for the today's class? So guys, who has been joined the previous 2 classes, or who has been missed that particular the previous class? Okay, so no need to worry about them because we have been not started with the actual concepts, guys. Still we are in the demo part, so we have been giving some like an introduction part actually, guys, like what is data science and what is going to be. Currently we are discussing about what is machine learning actually, guys. What is going to be the machine learning. So just a few points, that too I didn't discuss about any main points also, just a very few points I have been got discussed about them. Like what is machine learning? So as we discussed, machine learning is going to be a kind of what we can say that a predictive analysis actually, guys. So we are analyzing to make some kind of a prediction. So it is going to be nothing but a predictive analysis. So to identify what is going to happen, what could happen in the future, so we are going to analyzing the past data. Based on that, we are going to be predicting the future actually, guys. We are going to be predicting the future actually. So here, just to tell you the workflow, I have been discussed about that. Data was given to the machines. Here, who is going to learn from the data actually, guys? The machines are going to learn from the data. Data was given to the machine. Machine is going to learn from the data. It is going to give you some kind of an insights. Based on that insights, it can do some kind of a prediction actually, guys. It can do some kind of a prediction actually. So data was given to the machine studies the data, and based on that, it is going to be find some kind of an insight from the data. And based on that particular insights, we can do some kind of a prediction actually. So this is what exactly I can say about the machine learning actually, guys. This is going to be what I can say about the machine learning actually. So if machine itself is going to taking the data, if machine itself is going to study the data, if machine itself can predict the future means, then what is going to be my work actually? What is going to be my work? So as I stated that, so as a machine learning expert, there are some technical aspects are there. Once a quick review actually, guys, who has been missed yesterday's class actually. So I told you, like, which is going to be, we have to do some data collection. Yesterday, I have been shown you actually, guys. Practically, I have shown you, it's an idea. So actual concepts are still left over. We have to discuss in the later coming classes. So how did you collected the data actually, guys? Like yesterday, I shown you one small, I shown you a small data set, a very small data set. But what are the different issues that has been appeared in the data set? What are the different issues we have, and how I have been solved the problem? So it is going to be a kind of a collecting the data from various systems. And after that, I told you that we are going to be doing some EDA part. So as part of EDA part, what I told you, which is going to be, we have to do some data analysis. So we have to do some basic analysis actually, guys. Sometimes it is going to require some kind of a data cleansing or data cleaning operations. So data is, sometimes it is going to be irrelevant data will come, some kind of a missing values will come. So how to handle them, all these things. And even yesterday we have been discussed about that, some part of data visualization also. So visually we can understand the data very easily actually, guys. Visually we can understand the data very easily. So as I told you, all these are going to be part of some EDA part, exploratory data analysis, what we are going to call it as. We simply call it as an exploratory data analysis actually, guys. And after that, we have been got discussed. So once the data is ready for learning, we'll give the data to the machine. So machine is going to be trained actually, guys. We are going to give some training to the machine actually. Training means some instructions we'll give. So we'll give the data and we'll say, this is the data you have to learn, or this is going to be how we have to learn. There are some techniques are there. So here the model is going to be gets trained actually, guys. Machine is going to be gets trained, as I told you, which is going to be with the help of some kind of an algorithms. There are different types of algorithms also. Yesterday I told you about the classification, regression. Today I'll give you some idea about what is classification and what is regression. I'll give you an idea about that actually, guys. So with the help of some ML algorithms, with the help of some kind of an ML algorithms, we are going to be doing some kind of an training is what we are going to be doing. So machines are trained actually, guys. Machine trained means machine is going to learn from that. So once the machine has been learned, so we have to evaluate how effectively the machine has been learned. So this is what we are going to call it as evaluation, model evaluation actually, or performance evaluation, what we are going to call it as. Just like we are conducting some examination to the machine. So you learn something, no? So can you solve this particular problem? So like same as it is whenever we go to the school. So in our school, we have been got trained by our teachers. So how much extent we have been learned, how much extent we have been understood. So to evaluate it, there is a test will be conducted, an exam will be conducted. So in the examination, we'll come to know that like, okay, so this much he has been understood, this much he has been, he was able to solve the problem. And as usually, wherever in which areas the student was poor, so he was unable to do some finding the square roots of the numbers. So how to improve the performance? So it is going to be nothing but improving of model performance actually, guys. Improve the performance. So as I told you, out of these 7 steps or 8 steps, actually there is an 8th step is also there, deployment. Actually, I'm not discussing about that. It is going to be some kind of a deployment has to be gets done. But out of these 6 or 7 steps of process, the only step which is going to be done by the machine is going to be this one actually, guys, where we don't write any code. No code is going to be written for that. So there are some few instructions will be there. If you give that instruction, machine will learn. But data collection, we have to do it by ourselves. Data analytics also we have to do. Data cleansing, data visualizations, evaluating of model performance, improving and deployment. All these 7 steps has to be done by manually by the user. The only one step which is going to be done by the system, done by the machine is training. Don't think that that is the only one step actually, guys. That is the most important step actually, because machine is going to learn from the data. So how effectively it is learning, that is all these things is going to be depending on your data collection, your pre-processing, whatever the input we have been given. Depending on that only the performance will be dependent actually. So how effectively the machine has been learned means it is going to be depends on the data what we have been given. So as a machine learning expert, you have to do all these extra work actually, guys. Machines learns, but we are going to be preparing the environment for the machine to learn actually, guys. In easy terminology, you can say that machine learning is just like growing a tree or growing a plant. So whenever you are going to plant whenever we have been just planted one tree or something like that. Now we don't give any instruction to the plant saying that today you have to grow, or you have to give the fruits tomorrow, or you have to give the flowers tomorrow. We don't give any instruction to that. According to its life cycle, according to its life cycle, it will grow. But how efficiently it is growing depending on the surrounding environments. So it is going to be surrounding environments we have to do. So give some every day, give some water to it. Okay, just make it something like we have to separate from that, means so that the plants are not going to be gets damaged by the it's going to be the other people, or some animals won't eat it. So you prepare the environment for that. Once you prepare, if you get a good environment, automatically the tree will grow well, or the plants are going to be grows well actually. If you don't put the water to them, if you don't put a proper, it's going to be proper environment. If you don't give it, the plants cannot grow. Machine learning is also something like just like a plantation actually. How we are going to be doing a plantation. The plants will grow automatically. They knows when to grow, when to give the fruits and all these things. They have their life cycle, but you have to give a proper environment to them so that the life cycle is not going to be disturbed anywhere. So that is going to be what exactly a machine learning expert is going to be doing this. No. Data cleansing is not it's not anything to do with the ETL process. So whatever the data we have been taken, so we are going to because sometimes some irrelevant data will come. Sometimes the missing data are going to be gets coming. So maybe as part of ETL tool, you are going to do that. As part of ETL tool also, you may do some kind of a data cleansing. That is while we are loading the data from one system to another system. Here we are not going to do anything. Load the data and do some analytics. We are doing some analysis actually on the data. Okay, fine guys, but nothing to do with the ETL process. So this is going to be like what I have been discussed about the technical aspects of that. So as yesterday I told you, so everything is going to be prediction actually. Like as you can see that based on the past loans customers data. So what is going to be the past customers loans, which is going to be the loan customers, we can do some kind of a prediction actually, what we are trying to predict. So who could be the defaulter, who could be the non-defaulters? Defaulters and non-defaulters prediction, we can do it actually, isn't it? And as I told you, which is going to be some kind of a clinical data. So based on some kind of a clinical data, we can identify, we can predict some kind of a diagnosis actually. The diagnosis is going to be nothing but like it is going to be positive. You can talk about a lot of examples actually, guys. Whether the patient is a positive to a particular virus or a disease. And even I have been discussed about that emails. So based on that emails, whatever the words that has been used, so we are going to identify what is the type of the email, whether it is a spam or whether it is a non-spam messages, whether it is a ham messages. So many examples actually, guys. So many examples based on the past customers data, based on the past whatever the transactions data, whether a customer will buy a product or not. Something like that, whether the customer does the investment or not. One more example, you can say it actually, guys. Best example. So the bank people, the banks, the sales representatives and the banking marketing executives will be there. So every day they have been given a target saying that you have to call these 100 customers. But we know the success rate of the telemarketing actually, guys. The success rate of the telemarketing. So as you know that every day we'll get a 2 to 3 calls, we'll get it actually saying that we are offering a like something like a loan from so and so bank. So I say that I was not interested. I'll get some other call from some other bank. We are offering the credit cards. So no, I was not interested. Or some other like investments, like we are having some plots, or you're interested. So no. So these marketing people, yes, Vishnu, in this course, can you have Python basics and libraries related to ML and basics of ANML? Yes, absolutely. You will be having the course curriculum. Even today, I'll show you the course curriculum once again. Already on the first class I've shown you, but once again, today I'll show you the course curriculum so that you can understand the clear, like what is our plan, how the course curriculum will take in place, how these are schedules, all these things, what is our plans and all these things I'll tell you. Obviously, whatever the prerequisites that the Python prerequisites are required, we are going to be discussing as part of our course curriculum itself. Okay, Vishnu? Fine. Now, so yeah, coming to the discussion. So this marketing people, this telemarketing people are going to be calling the customers. But out of these particular customers, so which customers are going to respond? Which customers are going to be does not respond? Like customers response will be true, customers response is going to be false actually. So based on the past customers data, their ages, their salaries, existing credits. So depending on that, so you know that if we get 100 calls, if the marketing people do 100 calls, only 5% of the people is going to respond to the calls. So unnecessary, this bank people are contacting the remaining 95%. So unnecessary calls and unnecessary wastage of time. So if they can have a prediction, like these customers are likely to, they're likely to respond to your calls. These people are going to be unlikely to be respond to the calls. Or these people are having an interest. They may show the interest in investments. These customers does not show any in the planning. They don't have any plan to have any investments. So if we come to know that unnecessary, why should I call the people who are not at all interested? We can call only the people who are going to be interested. So our success rate will increases automatically. The time unnecessary, we are calling the wrong people actually. isn't it? So we are unnecessarily calling the people who may not be interested about that. So this kind of an examples, we can talk about a lot of examples actually. Lot of examples are there you can talk about. In our real life, lot of examples are there based on the machine learning applications. Okay, fine. Now, just a small ideas actually, guys. Like yesterday, we have been talking about something called as a classification and something what we are going to call it as regression actually, guys. So don't worry, there's a technical terminologies actually. So yesterday we have been talking about classification and regression. So by looking at the terminologies, maybe this is the first time you maybe have heard this term called as a regression. You may be classification is general terminology which we'll use it in our real life. Classify. So classify is nothing but separating them actually, guys. So can you classify this as a what category? So classify can belongs to which particular group it is. But regression is a term which we are going to be using. Maybe you have been first time you have been seen about the term called as a regression term. So technically the names may be new to you, but whenever it comes to the understanding point of view, there are very, very simple actually, guys. So don't worry, in our actual classes, again, we'll have a complete discussion about that. Complete discussion, we are going to be having it actually. Sir, how can you classify? That means how can you classify whether it is a classification or whether it is a regression problem? So whenever we have been given a task, so I have to predict whether the customer will be a defaulter or a non-defaulter, or I have to predict whether the diagnosis is a positive, negative. So what we are trying to predict, so we are trying to predict some value for a variable actually, guys. Whatever you are trying to predict can be classified into two types actually, guys. One is going to be actually, as I told you, like defaulters, non-defaulters. What is a status? Defaulter, non-defaulter. What is a diagnosis? Positive, negative. If you observe carefully, guys, there are two classes are there, positive, negative. Or we are having something like defaulter, non-defaulter, spam or ham, spam or non-spam, something like that. Or it can be something like an positive, negative, neutral, three classes. Positive, negative, neutral, three classes. Male or female, two classes. So whenever you are trying to predict a value, as I told you, machine learning algorithms are going to do some kind of a prediction actually, guys. Machine learning algorithms, they are going to do some kind of a prediction. What you are trying to predict, what is the machine is predicting? If it is predicting that kind of a classes, actually, whenever I say defaulter, non-defaulter, spam or ham, generally we'll have a complete discussion about this, guys. They are what we are going to call it as a categorical data in our data analytics, guys. They are called as categorical data. Categorical data means categories, where we are going to be having a limited number of categories or limited number of classes. They are called as categorical data, male, female, true and false, defaulter, non-defaulter, positive, negative, spam or a ham, isn't it? All these are going to be nothing but what we call them as categorical data. We don't call it as a text data actually, guys. In normal other programming languages, we call it as a string or we call it as a character. But in our data science or in our machine learning, we call them as an categorical data. It's very simple terminology actually, guys. Categorical data is going to be nothing but the data which is going to be having some limited categories, or where we are going to be having a limited number of values actually. They are called as categorical data. Like for example, cars models. So we have 3 to 4 different models will be there. What are going to be the colors? There are going to be maybe 5 to 6 colors are there. Those are what we are going to call it as categorical data. So if you are trying to predict a value, so whenever your algorithm, whatever the algorithm we are going to be applying to predict a categorical value, that kind of a task is going to be nothing but what we are going to call it as a classification task actually, guys. So just a minute, guys. Just give me a minute. Yeah, guys. 1 second. Once again, have a look at this one. Whenever we are trying to predict such kind of I'll give a complete introduction about this, guys. Later we'll work on that. Whenever you are trying to predict a categorical data, so maybe yesterday you may be worried about that. You may be having a doubt. What is classification? What is regression? Nothing is there actually, guys. Whenever you are trying to predict a value for a categorical variable, that kind of a task or that kind of an the problem is going to be what we can call it as a classification problem actually, guys. So if you want to perform the classification task, we are having some classification algorithms will be there. So many algorithms are there actually, guys. Like we are going to be using something called as an decision trees. We are going to be call it as k nearest neighbors, or we are going to be calling it as a random forest. Okay, there is going to be something called as a Navi base. We have a different algorithms are there actually, guys. A Navi base, maybe a support vector machines, which we are going to call it as SPM. All these are going to be the algorithms which we are going to be using as part of the classification task. So we learn these algorithms only actually, guys. What is a decision tree, how it will works, what is a KNN, how it will works, how to control it, what is random forest, what is Navi base, what is an SVM. Like that, these are all going to be comes under the classification task. Or we simply say that classification algorithms. So what are the classification tasks actually, guys? Where we are trying to predict a categorical data. What is a categorical data? A categorical data is going to be nothing but where we are having a fixed number of values are there. A very fixed number of values are going to be there. So these examples, like already I have told you about the examples, defaulter, non-defaulter, and email classification, whether it is a diagnosis, medical diagnosis, all these are going to be comes under a classification task. Then what is the other one actually, guys? Regression. What is a regression? Where we are trying to predict, which is going to be nothing but we call it as a continuous values actually. So don't get confused with that. Later I'll clarify them, guys. What do you mean to say continuous data actually, guys? Recollect once in our 10+2 standards, let us say that f of x is defined as a continuous function. Is a continuous function. Do you got the recollect, guys? It's a continuous function actually. What is meaning of a continuous function means where the values are not limited actually. It can generate infinite number of values. There is no limit, like these numbers must be only these two numbers, or it should be only this kind of a numbers only. Continuous means where we can't say that only these kind of a numbers will come. It's a continuous function. Same as it is continuous data. Continuous data is going to be nothing but some numerical data which we don't have any limit for them. Or we cannot say that only some specific values will be there. Like for example, when I talk about the height of a person actually, guys. So I can't say that the height of the people, the height of the persons. There is no limit like there will be only 4 feet, 5 feet, only 6 feet. For example, if we have only the people height with only 4 feet, 5 feet and 6 feet, it is going to become a categorical data. Don't think that categorical data is always a text data actually, guys. It may be something like male or a female, or even it is going to be something like a 0 or 1 also actually, guys. It can be numerical values also, but there will be only limited values will be there. They are called as what we are going to call it as categorical values. Now, what is going to be nothing but a continuous data where there is no limit will be there and there is no such kind of a limitations are there. It can be any possibility. I'm not saying that continuous data should be always between minus infinity to plus infinity actually, guys. It can be even between 0 to 1 also possible. 0 or 1 is a categorical values. But in between 0 to 1, how many values you can generate? Infinite values we can generate actually. That kind of a data is what we call it as a continuous data. So simple, guys. Whenever you are trying to predict, it's a little bit confusion as of now. When you are trying to predict a continuous data, this is what we are going to call it as a regression task actually, guys. It is what we are going to call it as a regression task. If I are trying to predict a categorical data, it is what we call it as classification task. So then what are the regression algorithms? Here also we have a different types of algorithms where we are going to be having something what we are going to call it as a simple linear regression, or we are going to be having something called as a logistic regression. We are going to be having something called as a ridge regression, or we are going to be having something called as a lasso regression. So many things are there. Polynomial regression is going to be there. We have a different types of regression tasks also there actually, guys. Different types of regression tasks. It's not always an arithmetic series, Ramit Singh. Arithmetic series means you know that there will be some series of values, but here the data will not be series actually. It's not like a series of values. It can be, you're talking partially, it is going to be correct because linear regression is going to be like that, but other algorithms are not going to be like this actually. Okay, fine. Now, sir, what are the examples we can talk about them? What are the examples of our regression algorithms? Like, for example, predicting some kind of an house prices. Prediction of house prices actually, guys. So depending on the what is going to be the number of bedrooms, what is going to be the area, which is in which locality it is going to be there, in which floor it is going to be existing. So a kind of an prediction actually, guys. It's a kind of a prediction. So, or it is going to be what is going to be the returns. So if this is an investment, how much return you are going to be getting actually. So these kind of stock price predictions actually, guys, which is going to be a company stock price prediction. These are all going to be comes under a task, what we are going to call it as a regression task, because house prices, it is not like 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs, 6 lakhs, 4.1, 4.3, 4.6, 4.75. Like something like an insurance claim actually, guys. So insurance claim actually. So depending on the type of the disease he was affected, in which department he has been admitted in the hospital. Okay, for how many days he has to stay. Something he is having any existing health issues are there. Depending on that, how much claim we have to do that actually, guys. Absolutely, guys. The insurance claims are going to be. So whenever we apply for a insurance, when a patient applied for insurance claim, so how much claim it has to do is decided by the machine actually. Yes, any question? So somebody has raised their hand. Is this? Okay, fine. So right, guys. So hope you got a little bit clarity about them. So basically prediction are going to be two values, guys. One is a categorical data and the other one is going to be nothing but it's a continuous data. So as I said, what is categorical data? Categorical data is going to be nothing but which is going to be having a specific categories. There are what we are going to call it as a specific classes. So as I told you, true or false, whether it is going to be response yes or no, email is going to be spam or ham. These are what we are going to come under classification examples. What are regression examples actually? Regression examples are going to be nothing but where we are trying to predict something is a continuous data actually, guys. Okay. So anyhow, it is a little bit too early to discuss, but for the timing, just for a small timing actually, guys, you can try to find out what is going to be categorical, what is going to be categorical versus which is going to be, I said, continuous variables. Categorical versus continuous variables actually, guys. Okay, so what is categorical, what is continuous? So actually there are multiple names are also there. When a categorical values will have only two levels, that means two classes are there. You know that it is what we call it as a binary variable actually, guys. You know what is meaning of binary? Only two values, 0 or 1, what we can have it actually. Continuous variables, as the name suggests, these variables include some intervals, what is going to be the ratio scale, and consists of variables that have a meaningful numerical values actually, guys. So what is categorical and what is continuous? So this is what we can see. Lot of articles are there. A lot of online resources are also going to be there actually, guys. So most commonly, the most common site which we are going to be using actually, guys, there is something called as an towardsdatascience.com. Most of the cases we'll use that one actually, guys. I'll show you that later. So what is categorical versus what is going to be continuous data, you can say. Categorical and what is going to be a continuous data actually, guys. So as you can see very clearly, what is the difference actually? So type of the information collected or entered into study. In contrast, categorical data describes a way of sorting and presenting the information of the reports. So what kinds of values we are going to be having? So you can understand the difference. You read some articles, we'll understand it actually. Same as it is, you can also check for another one actually, guys. Even if you remember yesterday, I already talked about something called as an, it's going to be nothing but what we can say that, what I said, which is going to be clustering algorithms. I'm not talking about the clustering algorithms as of now. It's because they are different actually, yes. Can you see? The key distinct between classification versus regression algorithm is regression algorithms are used to determine the continuous values such as price, cost, it's going to be price of a house or price of a company stock price, how much income he will. So today, based on his particular, whatever that particular his current role and current experience, how much income he is earning. After 5 years, how much he is going to be gets earning actually, guys. What is the age, etc. And classification algorithms are used to forecast or classify the distinct values such as real or false, male or a female. Example, guys, spam or non-spam. These are some of the examples. So you can just verify it actually, guys. Just you can read some theory part. It's a theoretical part actually, guys. What are going to be classification algorithms? Which algorithms we are going to be used for classification actually, guys. So whether they say 7 or 10 does not matter with them. So later, don't worry. What is supervised learnings? All these things I'll tell you later. So what are the different types of classification algorithms? As I written, decision tree, random forest, support vector machines, logistic regression. Actually, don't worry, logistic regression. So don't worry about that. Logistic regression is going to come under classification task actually. Okay, so we can see some kind of an application. So you can see it for EDA, exploratory data analysis, what we call it as. So as I told you, different types of algorithms actually. Don't worry, logistic regression is going to be a classification task actually. It name suggests that it is a regression, but actually it is a classification task. But as I told you, Navi base, okay, a stochastic gradient descendant, k nearest neighbor algorithm, okay, decision tree, random forest, boosting algorithm, support vector machines, SVM, examples actually, guys. Then what about the regression algorithms actually, guys? If you ask for a regression algorithm, we'll be getting a different types of algorithms, what we'll get it actually. So as I told you, examples, linear regression, ridge regression, lasso regression, we are having a different types of regression concepts. Okay, so don't worry, all these things we'll be having a discussion in the later applications we discuss. So just to make you understand actually, guys, like what are mainly we are going to do, we'll apply some algorithms which are basically to identify to which class they belongs to, whether it is positive, whether it is negative, whether it is a defaulter, whether it is a non-defaulter. They are called as classification tasks. Based on some features, we are going to identify what is the price of the house, or what is going to be the price of a car, or what is going to be the stock price of a company, or how much income he is going to be getting, etc., etc. Based on that, it is going to be nothing but we go for something called as the regression concepts, what we'll go for that. Okay, guys. So mainly we as I told you, we are going to learn about the different algorithms. So what are the different algorithms? In classification, what algorithms are there? In regression, what algorithms are there? And I told you, I'm going to take some time because I have to explain whatever the regression, this algorithm, how that particular algorithm is going to works. So how to control the algorithm? What are the various factors affect the algorithms? What are the strengths and weakness of algorithms? So it is going to be completely learning about the algorithms actually, guys. So actually the definition of data science itself is, the definition of data science is nothing but learning about some algorithms. It's not only study of algorithms, it is not only study of algorithms, there are some other things are also there. But study of algorithms is also going to be, comes under what we are going to be calling it as a data science actually, guys. So study about the algorithm. If you see the definition of what is data science, one of the factor is going to be study of algorithms actually, guys. So just if you say what is data science, actually I didn't discuss about what is data science yet actually, guys. I didn't explain you what is data science actually. So if you can see, data science is an interdisciplinary field that uses some scientific methods, processes, and you can see the algorithms actually. And what is the main purpose actually, guys? Extract, or which is going to be extrapolate the knowledge and insight from the noisy structures and unstructured data actually, guys. We are trying to extract some insights, some understanding from that particular data. So for that, what are the techniques we'll use? whatever the methodologies we are going to use, what are the systems we are going to use, algorithms we are going to use. All these are going to be nothing but what we call it as data science actually. So machine learning is also part of a data science, because here we are taking the help of the machines to extract the data, to extract the information. So that is also one technique which we are going to use as part of our data science application section. Right, guys? So this is going to be some kind of a technical knowledge of how we are going to be working with them actually, guys. So now coming to our like how our schedules and all these things will be taking place actually, guys. So I'll share you the details. I'll share you the course curriculum also. So coming to the class timing actually, guys. So the class timing is from, already I have been informed, it is 8 p.m. to which is going to be 9:30 p.m. actually. It is going to be 6 days a week, guys. It is going to be 6 days a week. Okay. So we'll not be having the Sunday classes, but it is 6 days a week. And as usually the total duration is going to be approximately, which is going to be 5 months actually, guys, because lot of study is there. We are not learning about only machine learning. We have data science, we have NLP, we have a deep learnings. Not only that, we have some other, we are having a lot of other things are also there. Minimum to minimum, it is going to take 4 months actually, guys. More than 4 months, I can say that. More than 5 months, we can say. And every day-to-day classes, that means you will be sharing, we are going to be having a Google Drive actually, guys. Through the Google Drive, all these materials, everything will be shared actually, guys. So basically what is going to be shared in the Google Drive? So one is going to be the recorded videos, guys. Every day to day, the recorded videos will be there. Second thing is going to be nothing but whatever the code, whatever the practice, whatever the live we are doing that. It's a live coding actually, guys. We don't share the, we don't write the code and we don't directly share the code. It's a live coding only, lively on that particular live only, we'll code that everything. Whatever the code we are going to write it actually. Generally, they will be coming as an .ipynb files actually, guys. So it may be, sometimes it may be some other files also will come, but mostly we are working with Python, no? So the extensions are going to be .ipynb file. I'll tell you what are those. Some apart from that, whatever I'm writing here actually, guys, this will be coming as a PDF file, which is going to be nothing but the class running notes. I can say this actually. This is going to be the class running notes actually, guys, which is going to be comes as a PDF file. So mainly these are going to be the mainly every day to day that will be shared. Along with that, we'll be having the materials. We are going to be having the materials plus the PDFs. The textbooks PDFs will be there. Sorry, PDFs will be there, etc. But mainly every day will be coming is one recording video, one your code, whatever the lab we are doing this, and as well as which is going to be the class running notes will be coming as a PDF file. So this will be available in a format of .mp4. So video will come as a .mp4 and code is going to be given as an ipynb file, and this one is going to be coming. All these things will be coming through the Google Drive directly to your email ID actually, guys. Directly to your email ID. Yes, you will be having assignments, etc. Right? In return them, you will be having the etc. actually, guys. So these are going to be some kind of an Google Drive will be given access to you. So every day they will upload it, because it's going to be 8 o'clock, no, 8 to 9:30, no. So by the time the class is going to be completed, it will take some time to process the video, because it has to be downloaded from the Zoom software. So almost all the next day actually, guys. Once the class is completed, the next day morning, almost all next day morning, maybe I can say that by the time of 9 to 10 a.m., in between 9 to 10 a.m., you will be getting the recorded video, guys. Because it will take some time. The Zoom has to provide, it has to process and it has to provide the video. So it will take the next day morning. By next day morning, 9 to 10 a.m., between almost all 9 to 10 a.m. approximately, my team will upload that particular video. Coding and all these things will be getting immediately, instantly we can get it actually. That's not a problem at all. Okay. So weekly wise, depending on the topics, this will come like a weekly basis, etc. will come actually, guys. So this is going to be shared from your Google Drive actually, guys. That is going to be how our classes and all these things will be taking place actually. Now coming to the course, the syllabus or whatever it may be, whatever the content we are going to be learning actually, guys. So just give me a minute. It is a full stack data science course, right, guys? It's a full stack data science course, actually, guys. Mohanty, as already, I think I have been told about that. Like each algorithm, that means for every algorithm, we are going to be doing a project, actually. For every algorithm, I say that it's not a project. We'll be doing some kind of a POCs. We'll do it, actually, guys. And finally, we are going to be doing the final projects we are going to be doing with the real data sets. We'll work on that. But almost all, every algorithm is going to be like a project for us, because for every algorithm, we are going to be gets working with some real data sets and with the real scenarios only we are going to be gets working. Like we cannot work with some employees data, or we cannot work with some departments data, actually, guys. Everything is a real data sets. When yesterday I told you, actually, guys, there are so many resources are there. I'll share you all the resources later. In the later means once the classes were started, I'll share you all the resources, actually, guys. We uses a different resources for this data sets, actually, guys. So one of the popular the resources, actually, guys, this is what we call it as a UCA machine learning repository. From here, you can download the data sets, actually, guys. Just a minute. Underweight, overweight. It is going to be comes under classification. It's a Ramit Singh, it is going to be comes under classification. If you are trying to predict like male and female, underweight, overweight, and neutral, they are going to be comes under the, which is going to be a classification task, actually. Okay, fine. Now, this is going to be one of the data sets, actually, guys. The sources of data sets, actually. So many data sets will be there. So if you just click on this particular data sets, like this, where is that? View all data sets, right? So on the left hand side, you can see one option, actually, guys. Can you see? There is going to be some terms like classification, regression, categorical, something like that. The terms what we have been got discussed. So what data sets you require? 622 data sets are there. Do you want, are you looking for classification examples? Are you looking for regression example? Are you looking for a clustering examples? Are you looking for categorical data types? Something like that, what we can see. So there are so many sources are there. This is one source, actually, guys. One more is going to be a Kaggle platform. So we'll see that what is going to be the Kaggle platform, why do you use that, all these things will work on them. So which is going to be what we are going to be seeing that. Here also we have a lot of data sets are going to be there. A lot of data sets, actually, guys. A platform basically for data science people. It's going to be completely dedicated for data science people, actually, guys, completely. Okay, and so many other we are going to be having it, actually, guys. This is going to be an open sources communities are there. Public data sets will be available. Here also we can find out a different data sets. Either the file data will be there in CSV file or Excel sheets. We are having a lot of data, actually, guys. You can see like what are the different areas we can say that. Let us say that we are looking for health. So in the health, you can find out the different data sets what we can see. So like underweight children are there, cancer females are there, cancer males are there, causes of child deaths, actually. So many are there, actually, guys. So all causes at birth, what are going to be the diarrhea births? Okay, HIV deaths are going to be there, something like that. So just I said malaria deaths, actually. So it is going to be for every country in every year. So how much it is going to be done, you can see that particular data. So you can see there. Malaria deaths in children in between 1 to 59 months, total deaths is going to be. So malaria deaths in the 1 to 59, which is going to be the total deaths, which is going to be the total deaths percentage or something like that. We can see with the data, actually, guys. In different countries, in different years, we can see the data, actually. Just click on the CSV file, it will download the CSV file. If I click on the Excel sheet, it is going to download the Excel sheet. So there are a lot of sources of data for us, actually, guys. So data is not a big problem nowadays because data is readily available, actually, guys. So many public data sets are going to be available, actually. Okay, fine. Okay, now come to the discussion, actually, guys, how our course curriculum is going to be there. So this file will be shared to you guys by my backend team. My backend team will share the file. You can have a detailed understanding about that. So coming to the duration, actually, guys, as I already said that whatever the prerequisites for applying for machine learning or whatever machine learning or deep learning, what are the prerequisites that are going to be required for in Python? So core Python we are going to be learning actually, guys. It will be almost all 2 weeks of time. Even there is another language called as an R language actually, guys. R is a language. Similar to Python, R is also language actually, guys, for machine learning. That also we are going to learn for a couple of 1 week we are going to work. And these are some of the prerequisites. Yes, somebody has been asked me, I didn't remember the name, but you can see the name, the prerequisites actually, guys. NumPy, which is a 5 days of time. Pandas, which is going to be almost another 2 weeks of time. Data visualization, it is going to be 1 week of time. And then we'll start with the machine learning actually, guys. Now, each and every topic, you can see it actually, guys. Each and every topic we are going to discuss. So understanding the machine learning use cases are there. Process involved in the machine learning. Today, already told you, guys, what is a process? Types of machine learning models, supervised and unsupervised learnings. So understanding the training and the testing sets. Okay, so what are dependent variables, independent variables, classification versus regression, clustering algorithms, association rules, different types of classification algorithms are there. What is KNN? What is decision trees? Yes, guys. So understanding what is a decision tree, applying a decision tree algorithms, like that, each and every topic will be there actually, guys. So how many examples we do it in the class, or how many you have to do it as a POCs? So lab assignments actually, guys. In the class, how much we are going to be doing them. And as a POCs, whatever the examples we are going to be doing. So like this R language, its main time taking process is 2 topics actually, guys. One is machine learning and one is deep learning, because these 2 are the main important topics for us. Almost all, if you can see it actually, guys, more than 1 month. 31 classes means more than 1 month it will take it actually, guys. 22 days for deep learning, almost all 1 month it will take it. There only it is causing almost all more than it is going to be 2 months of time. Remaining are going to be done. So all these are some miscellaneous topics actually, guys. Like Azure ML, we are going to work. Power BI, we are going to work for 4 days. Hadoop and Spark for another 4 days. Plotly and a Dash. NLPs, we are going to work. Okay. These are all some additional topics actually, guys. But main topics are going to be machine learning, deep learning. Each and every subtopics are also there actually, guys. In deep learning, what we are going to learn it actually, guys. Introduction to deep learning, neural networks, differentiation, calculus, how the neural network will work, forward propagation, the backward propagations. Okay, optimization techniques are there, working with images, OpenCV, facial expression recognitions are there, images for deep learnings, implementing of MLPs, multi-layer perceptron, convolution and neural networks, understanding convolution neural networks, CNNs, autoencoders, TensorFlow, TensorFlow and PyTorch. So all these are going to be some of the concepts which we are going to be doing it actually, guys. NLP is going to be 7 days. Your NLP is going to be totally for 7 days. We are going to be working with them. Okay, so NLP is going to be 7 days. We are going to be working with them actually, guys. Okay, so NLP and even the chatbots are also going to come under NLP only. So actually 7 plus, which is 4, which is going to be 11 days it will take for NLP. So we kept a chatbot separately, but that is also going to be part of NLP only. We are going to be working actually. Okay, fine. So like this, you can just go through it, guys. So once you can just go through it and you can get a more understanding about that. And totally, if you can see, these many sessions we require it actually, guys. Almost all that is making 125 sessions means it is going to be more than 4 months of time. Holidays, etc. will be there now. So approximately it is going to be 5 months. It is going to take it actually, guys. Okay. So that is all about from my side for the today's class, guys. And only for that means actually, guys, generally on the first week you will be giving, and we don't have a class on Saturday. So that is generally the first week actually, guys. But unfortunately this week I was busy with some office work actually. As already in the first class itself, on the first day itself, we have been cancel the session because I already told you my senior manager has been came. So we have a team meeting is there, and tomorrow also we have a team outing is there actually, guys. Okay, so I have to go with them. So team outing is there. So tomorrow you don't have a class, guys. So tomorrow you don't have a class. And apart from that, first week generally we give a holiday on Saturday. So Saturday also will be off actually, guys. Sunday is all anyhow it is off. So next class will be on the Monday's class actually, guys. From Monday, you will be having a regular classes will be there. I think there is a festival is there, some Dashara, that we'll plan it later in the coming next week. But from next week, we'll be having a regular sessions will be there, because unfortunately that has been happened in this week actually. So next week you will be having, from next week we'll be having a regular classes will be there. So no doubt at all. That's it actually, guys. And almost all the demos has been got completed, guys. So from Monday, I'm going to start with the basics of Python classes. I'll start with them, guys. Just a Python introduction classes. I'll start from the Monday's class. So from Monday, we'll start with the regular sessions will be there. And meanwhile, okay, already we have done with 3 sessions of demo. You already my lecture, how my lecture is there, how it's whether it is in depth we are talking about or just only outlines we are talking about. So I think you got an idea about our course curriculum and all these things. So anyhow, we have a sufficient time is there. So my backend team will contact you for your registration and for confirming your seat. I think there is some fee structures and all these things they will explain you. If you are satisfied and if you want to go ahead with this particular course, so please do the required whatever the registrations on all these things are there. Anyhow, my backend team will talk to you. So by Monday, if you complete of them, you will be getting some links and all these things. I think my backend team will update you whether it's a new link or old link. They will update you. Anyhow, you'll be getting the mails. Check your mails regularly, guys. Okay. If you are interested to take up the course, so do the registration, payments, and all these things, and make it clear so that you don't get any disturbance by the Monday's class, actually, guys. Okay. So that's it from my side to the today's class, guys. So anyhow, maybe some questions comes from your side. So already from new participants are there. No, if you have any questions, guys, you can just type or you can unmute yourself and you can discuss with me. Okay. Yeah, as I told you, guys, Karthik, there is don't think that it is going to be related to computer science engineering. It's not related to computer science programming. It is all about some techniques only. So don't think that data science is only a part of only computer science engineering, or it can be done only by computer science people only. No programming concepts are required, guys. Some techniques I'm going to teach. You have to know that particular techniques. I'll tell you some methodologies. So we have to understand the methodologies. I'll explain you some algorithms. We have to understand that particular algorithms. Okay. So the thing is going to be a little bit programming is required. I can't say that we don't use any programming and we not required. Minimum programming concept is required. That too, we are not learning any C, C++, Javas. We learn Python. Python is a very simple language. Even a person who do not have any idea of programming also, they can learn it. So don't worry about the programming part. It is only the methods, the techniques, and all the methodologies and techniques what we are going to be explaining them. Okay. Fine. Yes, Mukesh, after completion of the course, eligible. Absolutely. You are going to be eligible for AI job experts. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes. Go ahead. Yeah, who is this?
Sir, this is Vishwajit, sir.
Yes.
So what about the statistics? Will you cover the statistic part?
Yes, absolutely. So statistics part means, see, for every algorithm you want to learn, there is going to be a math or statistical concepts will be there. So those topics we are going to be learning during that particular algorithm. You don't require any separate statistical classes and all these things is not required. Like just for a quick understanding, like currently in the morning batch, we are going on through some, like what I can say is, it is going to be something like, we are teaching the deep learning actually. So for deep learning, we have to require some derivatives concepts are required. Okay. So if you can see, this is a class where we are teaching the derivatives concepts. So separately, we don't have a derivatives class and calculus class separately. Whenever the requirement comes, I'm going to discuss about the math and whatever the statistics are going to be there. Okay, fine. Okay. Fine.
One more thing, sir. After the completion of the course, will we get any certification or not, sir?
Yeah, you will be getting a course completion certificate will be given from DURGASOFT.
From the DURGASOFT.
From the DURGASOFT.
Okay. And for the Microsoft certification, we have to apply.
You have to apply. You have to apply. Once if you are an expert, once you studied and once you practice, you can apply for. Yesterday shown, I think it is 900, right? So you can apply for that and you can do that. Yeah. Yeah.
And all classes are live classes. All 4
Yes,
months,
live
5 months
for
classes are
live,
live classes.
complete live classes. No videos, recordings.
Okay.
Only after completion of the class we'll give the recording. It's not
Okay,
the
sir.
classes will not be recording.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, fine. Yes, one more question. Yes, yes. Once again, Mukesh, can be an NLP expert area. Absolutely, guys. So right now it is NLP is one of the emerging area actually, guys. So if you go to the Naukri, just go to the naukri.com actually, guys. Go to the Naukri portal. Okay, so go to the Naukri and just type NLP. You can see how many jobs we are going to be getting actually on NLP actually, guys. Which most of the people does not is not interested actually. So it is going to be NLP engineers actually, guys. So NLP engineer or NLP experts, it is going to be completely. This is a current. It's going to be the latest hot jobs actually, guys. It is going to be the latest hot jobs actually, guys. NLP engineers. Seen NLP engineers actually, guys. Anywhere it is going to be NLPs. There's a hot jobs actually, guys. As of now, NLP is currently the emerging area actually. AI, ML, NLP engineers. Anywhere you see NLP is going to be there actually, guys. So it is going to be a separate. That means they're separated actually. It is also an expert where we are going to work with text analysis actually. Text mining, text analysis. All these are going to be comes under the NLP areas actually. Right, Mukesh? Yes. If someone wants to do research in ML, what subjects he should be good in? As I told you, it's not like a subject. The methodology is what we are going to be learning. So how the algorithms are going to be working. It's like a research. Research means the algorithms. So by changing the different parameters, how the algorithm is working, you will understand. Once you start working with that machine learning applications, I'll show you a lot of research on that. So we have to understand. Research means nothing but completely understanding the algorithm. How we are controlling the algorithm, we have to know about that. So in that particular area, we have to work. Understanding the algorithms and understanding the controlling of algorithm. Behavior and control, we have to learn it actually. Fine, Amir? Right, guys. Fine. So any more questions, guys? Fine, guys. So sorry for this week. Actually, first class also we have been cancelled. It is due to my office work actually, guys. Regularly we don't have it. My senior manager was there in Hyderabad, so we have some frequent meetings are there. So tomorrow you don't have a class, guys. Next class will be on Monday. Anyhow, my backend team will send you a follow-up mails actually, guys. They may try to contact you over the call. You can discuss whatever the doubts or anything you are having, you can discuss with them, guys. Okay. So tomorrow you don't have a class, guys. Next class will be on the Monday's class. Okay. So thank you all of you guys. So once the regular classes will started, we also gives a Telegram group also will be created, guys. I forgot to tell you about that. A Telegram group will be created for our sharing of documents or some any issues and any discussions. We'll be having a forum. A Telegram group will be created, guys. You can clarify your doubts. You can whatever the anything. If anything, I want to inform you. All the notifications will be coming into the Telegram group. We'll create it actually, guys. Okay. We don't have how many algorithms are going to be count is there, but we are going to be learning approximately some around 12 algorithms we are going to learn actually, approximately, with the different areas: classification, regression, clustering, association, deep learning. Approximately a closer to 15 algorithms we are going to learn. Right, guys? So thank you all of you guys. Yes, obviously we'll be having interview questions. Absolutely, because without having that, we cannot study it now. So while discussing about the topics, obviously, so this is interview point of view, this is important. We'll be also discussing about this, guys. Okay. Fine. Project, interview point of interview tips and all these things, interview questions and all these things will be there actually. Okay. Fine, guys. Any more questions, guys? Anyone? Yeah, if you have any questions, guys, in the classroom, it's like an interactive class actually, guys. So I don't say that now, as of now, being it's a demo class, I'm taking a questions. But once actual classes will started, it's like an interactive class. I told you no. It's only just like a classroom training only, guys. Only thing is you can't see in front of you. That's it. Yes, we are having a project. I mean, at the end, we are going to be having a projects. Okay. So you can be, it should be interactive actually, guys. Just simply sitting idle, just simple silently sitting and just writing the notes or sharing the notes, just executing is not sufficient. You should be also very interactive. So if you have any questions, you have to ask me. Sometimes I'll ask the questions, you have to answer them also. So you should feel like an interactive class actually, guys. Not like if I don't ask anything, just it will be looks like a video training, not like a instructor-led training actually. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, how is the company real-time project? How it? I mean, which kind of project we are going to work?
We have multiple domains are there. Mostly we are going to be working with two domains, mostly banking and telecom. Generally, these are the two most common domains we are going to be using them. So mostly banking and this one. And apart from that, we also have some other projects also. So depending on your interest, depending on your whatever the current working domains, if you have any ideas or something like that, we have multiple projects are there, which you can choose your required projects, whatever you require.
Sir, any I mean, big data concept you are going to cover here?
Big data concept is there. Even in our system, in our class, we are having the big data systems also. That is going to be Hadoop and Spark. So where we are going to be working with the big data systems, we are going to be working with that. But it's like not complete in depth about them, because nowadays almost all frameworks are outdated. Currently, we are working with the Spark itself. So based on Apache Spark only, we are going to be working. So 2 classes we work on the Apache Spark itself. Okay. I think I didn't share the screen. Sorry, I didn't share the screen. Let me show you once again. This is going to be, sorry. Just give me a minute. The full stack data science course. Once again, I'm opening. I thought that the screen is sharing. So this is going to be the topic. What we can say that it's going to be Hadoop and Spark, where we are going to be using introduction to big data systems, HDFS, MapReduce, Hadoop ecosystems like Big Hive and Scoop, Apache Spark. Mainly, we are going to be working on the Apache Spark actually. Okay. Fine, guys. Okay, guys. Hope all of your questions has been answered, and we'll see you again back on the Monday's class, guys. From Monday, we'll be having a regular sessions, guys. Okay. So thank you for today, guys, and we'll meet up on the Monday. Yes. Anyone? Any questions?
No questions from my end, sir.
Yeah. Fine.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Thank you all of you, guys, and I'll see you all of you on the Monday's class, guys. Okay. So if any
Thanks.
change in the link will be there, my team will update you. So please check your emails regularly, so that you will be getting some updates from my team. Actually, they will send you the notifications through the email. So please check your emails, guys. Okay. Thank you for today and have a nice day. Thank you all of you, guys.